There it is. Wow, that's a huge delay. And we're live. Okay. Hey guys, I am Daniel Norton. Welcome to my studio in New York. This is, what's your name again?
I don't know. What is my name?
If anybody knows her name, let us know. You can send a self-addressed stamped envelope. Do you even know what that is?
No. You're so old.
What does that even mean? Send a self-addressed stamped. Sorry, I'm making myself. Anyways, I'm Daniel Norton. This is, let us know in the comments who that is.
Just name me.
Name her. No, we want her real name. Well, no, whatever name you want to call her. This is a family-friendly show.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're doing Intro to Flash. This is where we meet the different flashes, we talk to them, we see if we like them, and we move forward. All right, so we're going to start kind of basic, maybe. I'm a basic kind of guy. I've been told that. a lot. All right, so many people, I mean, if you've not used Flash before, right? So when you start shooting, you're using natural light, or maybe you're using constant light sources, like we used last week. This is we're going to talk a little bit about the power of Flash and like why Flash is the power of Flash. The power of Flash, and why it might be a useful tool for you, especially if you're doing primarily stills photography. If you're doing video and stills, it's good to kind of have a mix. But let's start using a constant light just to kind of screw up the light in the room and everything, because I like to do that. So I have here my data light. I used this last week, if you guys saw. This is the baby one. This is the one where I was like, if I was going to use this light, why would I ever put a softbox on it? And I put a softbox on it. So there you go. We're going to aim it at Marissa's grill. Don't look right at it. Oh, you look good. All right. I'm using the Nikon Z6 II. I have the 24-70 f4 lens on here. It's so funny. There's a little yellow dot floating around on my screen that shows where your eyeball is, but I can't see you because my exposure's off. Okay, so I'm going to dial my exposure in until I can see Marissa. I'm going, let's see, f4. Let's see, at a 30th. Okay, so let's go to a 15th of a second. No, yeah. 15th of a second at anybody who's, typically shooting might realize this is a problem, right? But Marissa can stay very still, believe it or not. Ready? Are you staying still? There we go. Oh, you blinked. Why did she blink? We had a perfect shot and she blinked. All you had to do was stand there. One job. You had one job.
It's a dramatic looking off.
Yes.
That's what
Okay, so we've got a clean shot, right? She looks like Marissa. I didn't put the little vignette controller on this. So we got a little vignette action. There she is, right? She's lit. Now here's some issues, if you will. We're at a 15th of a second at f4 ISO 100. Now, that's fantastic, right? If we have a subject that doesn't move or we're doing a certain thing, we could bring up our ISO. There's lots of different things we could do. But if you think about a flash, oh, and by the way, that's because I'm pointing this very nice light at her. If I was to turn that light off with those same settings. What's that?
You must have like a full minute delay going out, so questions might be slow.
Oh, okay. We got a bit of a delay going on, guys, so I will try to periodically stop to answer any questions like who's this person. All right, so we're going to take this picture, same settings, nice and dark, right? Because there's not a whole heck of a lot of light in this room. And we can see it's a little bit blurry because 15th of a second, and I did not warn her. Now, if I take this flash. This one is an A. The Nikon mount Profoto A1, like the A1 sauce, except not as spicy. Okay, I'm going to use something called TTL, or through the lens metering. What that's going to do is use the meter in my camera, and it's going to give me an exposure that is correct based on what the flash can handle here. So I'm looking at this, and I'm going to use my meter in my camera first. I guess I should have done that first. One step at a time here, Daniel. By the way, put that in my pocket. The latest fashion accessory. Walking down the streets of New York City. Pardon me, do you have a light? Yes, I do. right?
You know what paper that is?
This is Savage
Yeah.
paper, 9 foot. Daniel, the roll's right there. I believe that it is Studio Gray? Focus Gray. This is Focus Gray by Savage. Yes, right.
Not us.
Yeah, we are not. It's a very nice gray. All right, I'm going to go to 200th of a second f, which is my maximum sync speed. I'm going to go to 100 ISO, which I was already there. And I'm going to go to f8. This is going to allow me, if I'm taking a look at this, I can see that basically it is black in here. I'm going to take a shot just to confirm it. Mark Wallace in the house. All right, here we've got the classic black frame. And we can see that none of the light in the space is affecting our shot. Even with this thing turned on, I'm guessing, it's a pretty good guess though, that we're not going to see much, if anything, of her. Yeah, we don't see much, if anything, of Marissa these days. I take the flash. This is always the moment of truth, right? If this doesn't work, then you're basically, I mean, who knows what's going to happen. All right, I'm in TTL. Is that just updated my firmware, I think? Maybe not.
No, we didn't.
Oh my God, that's the cover of a fashion magazine of I'm incredibly bright, Marissa. Okay, we're a little bright, but what we see here is that besides the fact that this is a terrible photo, we've got tons of light, right? We're going from essentially this, boop, to this with this. Oh, you know what it might be? Weren't we doing exposure compensation earlier?
We were.
Indeed. Okay.
You had EB up in you.
Yeah, we had exposure compensation up about a stop.
Good thing you just started this class.
Yep. Marissa did it. We were doing an exposure compensation. This should actually help. In theory, I didn't wait till she was ready because she screwed me up last time. There we go. All right. Once again, terrible photo. Because why should I just take one terrible photo when I can take two, right? This little tiny thing, right? This little flash is more powerful than the lights that are in the space. It's more powerful than this beautiful data light. And that we can use to our advantage. Because if we're in a situation where we want to control the look of our images, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. Do photographers want to control the look of their images? Do they care about that? Do they care what their images look like? I don't know, do they?
Not you.
Not me. I don't care. I have no Wow. You won't be seeing Marissa back here anymore. Yeah, so with the flash, we can do that, right? We can take control of our space. We can control where the light falls in our shot and kind of eliminate light that's there in most cases. We don't even see that. Oh, that's shadow was from that box. Okay, I was trying to figure out what that was. Okay, that won't be there. But that's not very nice. I mean, having the flash on the camera, that's so 2019. But, I don't want to take it off the camera because then I'll have to hold it. Nobody wants to hold a flash, right? But we can actually take it and, oh my God, hold on. I read this book in 1976, and it was like, if you want better flash photos, bounce it off the ceiling. What do you think? Is that going to work?
Oh, I think it's going to look so good.
It's going to be good. Here we go.
Black, probably.
Oh, yeah, looks terrible.
Oh.
Absolutely terrible. Why is it terrible, Marissa?
Because you need, it's not bright enough and you need to.
That's right. It's too dark. So what's happening is the light is shooting up, right? And I said how powerful it was. I mean, come on. You got some limits. Otherwise, everybody would just use a small flash. I'm bouncing this thing up off the ceiling, which is 87 feet high. It's spreading out, right? And it's coming down, and what we're getting is, it's too dark, first of all, but even if that wasn't the case, right? If I went over here and fixed it, like Mark's still in the thing, like Mark's video, you can fix it in post, right? Done, right? The light's also not coming from a great direction. It's kind of coming from up a bit. I do have a bit fill, so we're getting this shadow right under her chin. And Marissa had a beard for a while. It wasn't really a look for her. So she's not in favor of the beard. I like the goatee better, but she had the beard. Okay, but we can control the direction of our light because we got this little tilt head here. I'm not going to give you too much speed light stuff because there's a whole whole session just on speed lights at some point. So we got to milk this for everything we can get. All right. You may have been to Brooklyn at some point in your life, and perhaps you got out of there alive and without being lost in the labyrinth that is Brooklyn. And if you did, you might have seen these. Seth sells them down on Bushwick Avenue at the corner of Bushwick and Wickbush and Wickbush and 79th Street. 13 right. So he sells these down there. You know, if he can't sell enough throughout the day, he just writes stuff on the back. But this is a reflector. We've got high-grade aluminum foil purchased at the dollar store on one side and white board on the other. Right. We can take this and we can create our light source from this. We're going to bounce the light. That's the plan anyways. Look at that. Okay, so this has a modeling light. And you can only use that when you're shooting.
A model?
That's right. So we can use this to have the dappled light. We'll turn it off, save some battery. Here we go. Nice. Bam. Now she's all dramatic. And you're like, Daniel, why is there a shadow on the background? Well, I mean, why wouldn't there be? I mean, what? Right? So we've now controlled the angle of the light, right? Now we've got a nicer beard. It's coming from this direction. It's still a little bit harsh. I think we'll do this. Let's go white. We'll go with the white side, which is going to be softer. I'm going to move in a tiny bit. Come up on my little... Whenever you're setting up one of these shots on a tripod, make sure you're cropping off the top of the head. Okay.
No elbows, no forehead.
Okay. All right, let's try that. Here we go. Press the right button. Here we go. Right, now we're getting nicer, right? Soft and pretty, right? We're getting that. It's still not super soft. We're getting a hard shadow because it's still a small light source, right? It's still relatively close. We're getting the edge of this. Actually, let's go this way. I'm going to come all the ways to the side.
It's the world's biggest bounce card.
Let's try that. Right, there we go. So one of the reasons why I'm doing a bunch of different variations of this, I mean, besides the fact that I'm trying to stall for time, is that you can see all this, like how powerful this little tiny flash is. I mean, I'm almost all the way up. I'm like half power. So, but even with that, we're able to create, like let's say I like the bounce from above. I can do this. Like that, right? And now we can create a bit of a nicer light, right? We're getting that beard going. Look how nice that beard is.
That beard.
Oh, yeah. You know what would help there? That's right. If you act now and send a self-addressed stamp envelope, you can get 2 for the price of 1.
And a slap chop.
Right? All right. Mercer's gonna hold that. Do you want to do white or?
Silver.
I don't know. What do you like?
The silver's bad. It's great.
Seth does not like the silver. Let's go with the white. Oh.
That's why. That's it.
Oh, you wonder why the silver's beat up. You slap it. All right, here we
Just
go.
to make it more Brooklyn, you gotta get some wrinkles.
Right, here we go. All right, guys, this is an advanced technique. I don't often show this.
He was beat up by Westchester, though. Look at this guy.
All right. All right. Is that going to work? Are you holding it correctly?
I think so.
All right, here we go. Not bad.
More under the shadow.
Oh, what happened there? That's not you. I made my screen. Oh my God, I broke Capture One.
Oh my God, Dan.
There we go.
He's like peering out underneath it.
Not bad, not bad. All right, let's.
Just
Yeah, move more flat. We want to catch the. We're gonna do one more, guys. I'm using silver this time to be all harsh and whatnot. Oh, okay. That is harsh. Yeah, you're right. The silver's not even. I won't use silver anymore.
Beat up.
Yeah, it's beat up.
You abused my reflectors and not going to work for you anymore.
I did, yeah. I abuse them. There we go. We got nice beauty style light. The beard's filled in a bit. And Marissa's looking all mercery. Look at those cheekbones. You don't get that with the Queen's reflectors. Staten Island reflectors. We don't even want to talk about those. Yeah, exactly. Right. You only get that with the Brooklyn reflector. Okay, so right, power, we're able to control it. Now here's the thing, right? So that's all fine, right? It's all good. But the real power of flash is going to be, right, if we're taking control of our space, it's going to be putting the flash where we want to put it. Most, if not all, I won't say all because, you know, I don't know. Many small flashes these days, I like to say that, these days, have built into them some kind of a radio receiver. And if not, you can buy external types. And what we can do with this is we can actually take our flash, get ourselves a transmitter. This is the Profoto TTL, blah, 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 whatever they call it. But it's the remote for this. Air TTL Nikon 1750 2.3.
Pretend you're doing a demo.
All right. This is going to allow us to fire this flash remotely. If I put it on the same channel, it will anyways. Channel 1. Not quite tall enough. Seth's using my outbox to keep the window open.
You have a whole stack of them on the left side over there. Are you kidding me right now?
All right. Nice. There is a stack of them over there, but those are the ones I found on the street. All right. All right, so we can take this and I can theoretically put it anywhere I like.
No reflector?
Let's start without the reflector. I want to put it closer. Get a little closer with some angle, like a little, is this Rembrandt maybe? Could be Rembrandt, we're not sure. Ooh, it's not. That's loop lighting. Loop.
Who cares what page the textbooks are?
Is that Rembrandt? There we go.
Page 47.
That's a Rembrandt. Right. Nope, still loop. Okay, so we're able to position the light. And notice too, it's closer to her, so we're using the inverse square law to make the background darker, plus I'm scooping it off to the side. Now we have control, right? We're not just creating a flat, boring light. Now, hold the card like this, with the white side. There we go. Right? Ooh. 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 That's what you can do, just like that. I would hold it myself, but I'm way too lazy. I'm gonna do it. Can I do it?
Oh, yeah.
If I hold this, you have to take the picture. Can you reach the camera? All right, hold on, here we go. All right, nice. There we go, right? Easy as that. That's how we do it, simple, simple stuff. Oh man, my mom's calling, hold on. Okay. No, if it was my mom, I would've got it, all right.
Your mom's going to send Tinder over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish. Nobody calls me from Tinder. All right. All right, there we go. Right, so we can, I know her arm is sticking out. I'm waiting for the comments now. I'm just getting a basic idea. Dave, could you hold it? It's Dave! Look, here's Dave.
You have other people here. You're like,
That's right. Okay, so Dave's going to hold that. I'm going to go like this. And that's going to let us have a nice shot, right? We can see the shadow off to the side. Clearly, either she could back up from the wall. There's lots of things we could do there. But nice and simple, right? Small flash, we could do a lot of things, right? We could also do this. Remember that hard light? Let's say you like that hard light, but you want it filled in. Dave could also reflect. I know it's weird. I never looked through the camera, but what can I say? Yeah, and now we've got, oh, that is almost a Rembrandt light. Almost. Almost, but not quite. You have to look a little bit more like Renaissance-y. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. There we go. Queen Bee. Yeah, the hand was what made it Renaissance. That's really it. To be honest, that's the trick to Rembrandt lighting. It's not anything to do with lighting. It has to do with the hand position. Oh, you all right?
Yeah.
All right. Having some issues here. Spider-Man was trying to climb in the window. You don't want to leave your windows open in New York because Spider-Man's always coming in. He's like, it's cold out here. I'm wearing my pajamas. Oh. True story. All right. All right. Let's do one. Let's do a funkier one like this. Look like sideways, like towards me.
Wait,
Yeah.
you want to do a silver or?
No, what's good? Ooh, look at that. A dramatic side shot. Now, what we are finding here is the breaking point of TTL, right? If the light is shooting towards the camera, it sometimes is going to have a trouble getting an exposure. Does that mean TTL is garbage? No, it means you don't know how to use it, right? We know that if the light is shooting towards the camera, it's not going to give us a great exposure. So we can dial in exposure compensation. It's crazy, I know. Let's see, oops, that's not the right button. All right, let's dial this down. And remember that even though I moved, because you're probably thinking, Daniel, you're not on a light stand. How is it going to be consistent? The thing with TTL, oh, actually, I'll do it here. I'll do it like this, it's fine. That should work.
Is that?
So many places to do it, yep. And there we go. Now we've dialed it down, right? Now it's a bit darker. It's still a little on the bright side, but I'm liking it now. I want my highlights to be high light. Okay, easy, right? Easy peasy.
Are you still in TTL?
Still in TTL. I don't switch out of TTL. I get paid 17 cents every single time I shoot a TTL shot. This is good business for me. All right. Enough of that Brooklyn stuff. Thank you, Dave. It's Dave. Oh, man, without the audience, we don't have as much. All right, so this is a softbox. It is the extra, extra small by Chimera. This is probably one of my favorite boxes. I call it Bob. Bob the box. Okay, so whenever we want to make our light softer, we have a couple of options, right? We can bounce it off something, or we can make it go through something. Both of them do the same thing, essentially. They make the light source bigger. The bigger the light source, the softer it will be. What does soft mean, Daniel? So soft has to do with your transition between your neutral and your shadow. So a hard light is going to have a very, I know, it's crazy, hard transition. Like, look at that line right there. Hard. Right? The softer the light is, oops, the softer to, oh, look at that transition. Soft. Right? Soft, hard, easy. All right, here we go. I'm going to put this in the softbox. I'm going to dial my exposure compensation back to 0. And let's see if we can create something a little bit more kind of, you know, professional. I'm totally long. There we go, right? Already a little nicer, right? But you can take the kid out of Brooklyn. But like I said, I get lost every time I go. I can never leave. Okay. Here you go. There we go, right? Easy peasy. What color is that background? Focus gray. Right? Focus gray. Is it really focus gray though?
Can you shout out your demo about the gray, what's it called? Endless gray?
Yeah, there's actually a demo called Endless Looks with the gray background. And you can check that out. It should be in the playlist. Is there a live playlist? Look at live streams on Adorama. It's within the last year or so. Or just type into YouTube, Daniel Norton, gray background. It'll come up. It's quite a good demo. Is Marissa in it? Maybe.
I know I did one of these.
Yeah, I've done a couple of them. It's super fun. Yes, having a gray background, if you can only have one background, gray is definitely the best because you can do a lot of stuff with it. However, if you really do want to do like colored backgrounds and black backgrounds and stuff, a lot of times it's good to have those colors as well. Plus, like I said, I get 47 cents for every time you buy a background. Well, no, the 17 cents is just for when I shoot. The 47 cents is when you guys buy backgrounds. Okay, so this is kind of a beauty type shot. Yes, I was not looking through the camera when I took the picture. This is true of many of my shots. All right. Remember it? You don't like it? All right. Right? A little more dramatic. Right? So we can also do this. Right? A little scary spice. Right? Right? We're not messing around, guys. Boom, boom. That's right. I can do all three of those, charging it for all of them. Easy as that, right? But yeah, see, the flash gives me that power. Remember in the beginning, right? We had to shoot these like slow shutter speeds even with a nice light. I mean, 15th of a second to shoot the light in the room that was kind of bleh, right? But this might be more advanced. Should I let go of something that's advanced?
Yes.
All right. I didn't want to do it. Let's say that you're here and you're like, oh man, that's nice, but my background's too dark or something, right? I want to get a little bit of light on it, but I don't have another light. But yes, you do. You have the light that's in the space. If we adjust only our shutter speed, not our aperture, nor our ISO, that's right, then we can basically keep everything more or less the same, but bring up the light in the space, which will work as a bit of a fill and get the background better. All right, so here we go. That's a 15th of a second. You'd think I'd get a light stand by now, but I guess not. Hey, look at that. We've got grayish background, a little bit more fill here. She's looking good. That's a 15th of a second. It's still not shaky because, you know, there's not that much light hitting her. If I don't fire the flash, or I'll just fire it this way, we can see that there she is, right? That's our shadow baseline. So if we want to mess around with that, I can go to, hold on. Marissa was always, she's like, what if you shot at 1/4 of a second? I was like, 1/4 of a second? Hold on. Bam. Now, stay still. All right. Okay, this is the moment of truth. How blurry will this be? Not bad. It's got a little bit. You can't move until after I. All right, ready? Don't move once the flash fires. You gotta wait till you hear the camera. Ready? And perfect. Instagram sharp. There you go. Let me do a lap. I'm doing a lap.
A lap for what? A strobe diffuser your entire career?
I mean, I'm holding the thing in my hand.
You get no praise.
Come
It's
on.
a 101 class. You're going to do a lap in a 101 class.
I mean, you know, for the one-on-one. Oh, come on, Seth. All right, fine. All right, let me do a Rembrandt to get a.
Oh, you are such a...
No, they're asking for it. I saw them. They were like, Daniel, do a Rembrandt. Oh, it didn't even work. All right.
How is that a Rembrandt?
Hold on, I got too much fill. Too much ambient. Let's get rid of that ambient. Let's give me my
We're
Rembrandt.
going to do a lap.
I was going to do a lap.
I'll do my Renaissance pose.
Yeah, do the Renaissance pose so we can get the Rembrandt. There we go. I think it's Marissa's fault. She doesn't have a very Rembrandt-y face. Oh man, the top of your head's cut off in a really strange way. Hold on, do your pose again, let me. There we go.
Wait, hold on.
Let's lose this. Yeah, Rembrandt didn't have reflectors. There was no Brooklyn back then.
There was.
It was like Brooklyn, England. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh yes, this is beautiful. It's not a Rembrandt, but it's nice. All right, guys, let's get to a bigger flash, right? They're done with this. They're like, we're done with the small flash, Daniel.
It's like, how can it be Rembrandt if she's turning towards the left?
She's not, it's not Rembrandt. I'm just being
a... Sorry.
She clearly didn't go to art school.
I was doing my...
No, I liked your pose. We make our own Rembrandt around here. Take that. Don't tell me what's a Rembrandt or not.
It's a Norton.
That's right. It's a Nortbrand. I don't think you can do a Rembrandt without a grid. I'm pretty sure Rembrandt had grids. No, I like a nice clean light. I'm sorry, I can't do the... Okay, this is nice. Now, let's move up in the world. That's one kind of flash. Oops. Small flash, right? Advantages. Small.
Why are you looking at me?
I mean, you know, I was thinking if you had an answer. Clearly not. Right. Oh, don't worry. I'll do some pop and blur eventually.
I would hope so, man. I hope so.
There will be no pop and blur today. All right, so Small flash, you got size, battery powered. You can place them all over the place. Oftentimes they've got TTL, right? So you can control them pretty much automatically from the distance. This gives us a lot of options. Then now we're gonna talk about what they call a big flash. They being Joe. I think he's the only person that ever says it. Big flash. This is a Profoto B1x studio style flash. I put it on the same channel for some reason, so I will change it right now. This works within the same system. So what I can do here is mix them together, which we will do eventually. I want to put this on the B group. Actually, I'll put it on C. All right. What do we get here? Power.
What size Octa?
This is a 3-foot Octa that I bent the rod on earlier, but it'll be fine. All right. This big flash to me is all about power, and power can be used a lot of different ways. You might say, well, you don't need any more power because you were able to get rid of the light in the space. Yes, that's true, but I was also shooting at almost full power on that flash. I'm beating the heck out of it, right? This one I'm going to be able to use at a lower power setting in a bigger modifier and shoot faster. This is going to be super useful for me if I'm doing, let's say portraits or commercial type stuff where I want to shoot a lot of frames, I got to work fast. This happens to also be battery powered, though not all big flash are. Okay, it also has TTL. Okay, so we're going to put it over here because last time I put it over there and it blocked the camera. So whenever you're deciding where to put your light, always consider where the live stream cameras are and place it on the opposite side. That's right. Okay, I'm going to use a technique called feathering. So the center of the light is actually here. The center of the light is actually here. Marissa's kind of standing slightly behind it. It's going to sweep past her. They call it that because when you used to feather your hair, it would like sweep past. What's that? Flock of seagulls. Was that the shot I just made? That was too easy. That can't be right.
Start a backup one.
It's too easy. Stop being so good in the first shot. We got to make it work up to it. All right, turn away from the light. There we go. That's it. A little attitude like, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now we got some mood, right? We're lighting her up, right? This flash is powerful. I'm going to shoot faster. Ready? So you got to like work it like they see on the TV.
Okay.
Like models never do in real life. Like be like,
What tire banks it?
yeah, exactly. Like not real models. Yep, there we go. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ooh, oh yeah. Yeah. There we go. Girl. There we go. Perfect. That's exactly how you get good pictures. But you see, we can shoot fast, right? And then that's how you get these great fashion pictures. No, but speed, power, access to different types of modifiers like hard modifiers, beauty lights. That's why you're going to want to go for a big flash. Oh, should we use a beauty dish or something? Oh, look at that. My rod is sticking through this. Huh. Yeah. I'll do that on the A1. I'll do that on the beauty dish. All right, hold on. Let's get vertical. Now we're getting serious here. All right, so we can still create drama even with the big flash though. Just in case you're wondering, you're like, but Daniel, I like the drama for your mama. Right, you can already darken the background. We're spinning the flash away from the background. Light, no hit background. Background is not going to be lit. Let's tilt this way. And we're basically going to create some shadow. And use the inverse square law. By moving the light closer to her, it will then get darker on the background. We're tilting it down slightly. Normally I would boom a light like this over top, but I'm too lazy. Right? Now we've got drama and shape and control, right? Drama, shape, and control. Let's come in a little closer. Always important to chop off the top of the head. Powerful, that's it. Right at me. Chin, good. And again, you can still bounce light in. In fact, the light is so big that it's easy to bounce, but it's so soft that you might not even need it. We definitely can bring it in to smooth it out. If you want it to be super clean, super clean, super clean. All right, hold on. That's good. Yeah, do that. You can bring your chin down like that. This light is bigger, so yeah. With the larger light, we're able to kind of move it around, and we can actually use that shadow, right? The smaller light source, if our chin was down and stuff, we might actually end up with too harsh of shadows. But this light is, so do like a, yeah, that way, and then turn your shoulder back slightly this way. Go right there. And then narrow up the chin. There we go. Down and the eyes. Here we go. Just like that. Boom. Right. Now we get that beautiful light across the front of our face. Do it the other way, actually. I like a little shadow. I do like my shadow. Yeah, there we go. Good. Oop, a little more. Good. Just like that. Nice and simple, right? Now, something else we have here that could be very useful to add contrast and a little depth is a grid. So a grid is going to narrow the spread of our light, but also, because this is white, right? But if we put the grid on, we have a lot of surface area of dark. You actually end up building up contrast. So let's get the grid on there. Let's get the grid. All right, we're just going to put the grid on. We got a little issue here with the rod. Yeah, hold on a second. Let me fix this. Little repair job. Hold on, Marissa. Looks like my rod slipped out. We got a slip. We got a slipped rod.
You gonna pop a disc next?
Yeah, I'm gonna pop a disc. This is what happens when you have an old car. All right. Do you want to?
No, usually
He does usually fix lights. It's good to have people that are capable of fixing your lights. And Marissa put the grid on backwards. Well, you know, she's learning. There's a bevel. Yeah, I bent this, so I'm gonna bend it back the other way. All right, see you. I'm gonna try to bend it back by forcing it in.
Every softbox kit needs a pair of balls.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and I'll fix it later. All right, anyways, we fixed that. We'll just cut that part. Okay.
Of the live stream.
Yeah, anyway, that's when they went to go popcorn. All right, try it again, Marissa.
Is there a wrong way to put on a grid?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
yeah, it's got a bevel. A bevel is like an angle that comes.
Yeah.
There's also a tag. I always go by the tag. Huh. Where's my tag? All right, Seth says it goes on this way. I trust him.
Oh, there's the tag.
The tag goes out.
Oh, then it was, then you had it right.
I knew it. I knew it was right.
See, you had it right. He was putting you down. Don't put Marissa down.
I would walk out of here.
No. Uh-oh. If people didn't already jump all over Seth. All right, while you're doing that, let's get funky. Let's get funkier. What do you think, a second light in the background? Should we use two lights? I'm feeling like it, right?
Can anything not fall out?
Today has just been that day that everything is just collapsing. All right. Everything goes smooth. Oh, nice. Good job. All right. Let's get this guy onto a stand. So what you been up to, Marissa? Anything exciting?
Marissa, tell a story while I do this.
Yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. Marissa told an off-color joke.
What?
It took forever.
Yes.
No, I didn't.
She was like, that wasn't off-color. Listen, you made Seth blush, so you know that it was off color.
She always makes me blush.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So we put the light in the background, and of course the TTL is confused. Remember, I said that already. So we're not gonna operate like that. What we're gonna do, we turn that bad boy off, and let's get one light established at a time. This is one of the things that you want to look out for, right? When you're out there, you're just like, yeah, that's right, I'm killing it. Oh yeah, and then like you throw a second light up, and you're like, sorry, I don't know what I just did there. That's because the TTL's confused, right? It's got some light coming from the back, some light coming from the front. It's not really sure what to do. So the trick to this is really to do one light at a time. So we're going to start with this really contrasty gridded light, which is in my B group. So let's start with that. Boom, and let's just see what we get. We're doing a TTL exposure to lock it in. Ooh, very mysterious. Now, do a little reflection. Okay. Okay, that's way too much. Seth gets the extra reflective cardboard from Brooklyn. There we go. All right, so distance, right? Actually, look like it this way with your face. Perfect. Chin up a tiny bit. That'll cross the shadows where I want them. There we go. Let's leave the shadow there because we like that, right? Oh, very mysterious. Is that the bad side of your face or is that the good side of your face?
I mean, both sides.
That's both sides of her face are good, right?
But this is the best.
Yeah, it is a bad one. All right, so hold on. Let's do it because Marissa doesn't like that side of her face.
No,
No, she likes it, but other people don't like it.
nobody else.
And she cares about what other people think. Now everybody go to Marissa's Instagram and look for all the shots where the other side of her face is prominent and be like, that's your good side. So that next time she'll be like, no, that's my good side. Oh. Okay, good. Chin up a tiny bit. Good. Oh, you were looking down, but it's okay. All right. Oh, yeah, much better. You were hideous the other way. Okay, okay, so we've got some drama, right? Almost fell over. Background's dark. That looks good. Now let's establish our background light. So I'm going to take my B light, and I'm going to turn it off. I can do that with my remote. I'm going to turn my A light on. Hey, what do we want to do? Like, do you want to do contrast behind you, like the opposite of blue, so warm, or should we do cool behind you and keep the whole thing cool?
Warm.
All right. Listen, Seth, I didn't decide to do the warm-cool mix. She asked for it. I'm not doing it your way anyways. I could. All right, we're going to grab some gels right here. Let's see. What do you like? Straw? All right, this is the double straw. It's not the last straw. I don't know, it's 3409. No, I think it's, no, it's a CTO. Here. Where's my straw? Oh, that doesn't look like straw. Yeah. Oh, yes, you're right. I do. Yeah, yeah. 99 straw. I like this one. Oh, this is deep straw. And by the way, guys, when you buy these gel packs, you get free diffusion.
Not for hot lights.
Yeah, not for hot lights. Okay, we're going to throw a little warm in the background with the straw. Nice. Not bad, right? Well, I usually take it off her wrist, but she doesn't have one. What do you think? Have you got one on your wrist? You don't, right?
Not
No.
I have it in my hair.
In your head, no, you're using it. Yeah. All right. Let's do a TTL exposure on the background. Let's see what we get. Look all witness protection-ish. Oh. 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 Oh, interesting. Okay, well. That's not the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. All right. So I'm going to take that A group, I'm going to switch to manual. I'm going to dial it down 1 stop. I'm going to bring my B group back up now. I like the way it looked originally, but now compared to this, I kind of like the darkness there. So I'm actually going to reduce the B down 1/2 stop. So we should get a little bit moodier. Let's see. I'm going to turn the flashes on. Good idea. Did I change the channel? Oh, I changed channel to 2. Apparently, channel 1 is the channel that works when the lights are on channel 1. These things have way too many buttons. All right, here we go. There should just be 1 button. There it is. Huh. I'm going to turn that B light up a smidge. Here we go. Okay, what I'm doing here, guys, I want to keep this a little bit on the darker side. I think, is that yellow too bright still? It is, right?
It's a little bright, but she's got a nice like vampiric thing going.
Yeah. I'm very vampiric lately. It is a full moon tonight. There we go. Let me get a smidge more on the face. So this is all about, by the way, this is how I get my the watch counts how many steps I take. This is why I put my table that far away. Oh yeah, here we go. Just bringing it up a tiny bit at a time. Maybe a little bit more. I'm in manual, guys, so I'm just dialing it up 1/2 stop at a time until I get it where I want it. Huh. Something is not.
Yeah, are you actually in manual?
Ah.
It's not group B, is it?
Nope, that's a group.
Why don't you explain that?
All right, so once again, I was testing you guys. Okay, so when I did my first test, I had turned that light off completely and I left the remote on so it fired all the lights. So this thing fired. Turns out, this was not in group B, but C rather. So I wasn't changing the exposure. So now I'm in group C. I'm going to do a TTL exposure to get a baseline. Good.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to turn A on, which is the background light. Good. Oh, I left it in TTL. That's okay. I'll switch to manual. I'm going to take C, and now I'm going to dial it up. I'm literally going to do exactly what I did before, except I'll have it in the right channel this time. Then I'm going to take A, and I'm going to dial it down. So each time I do this, I'm dialing the background down 1/2 stop and the foreground up 1/2 stop until I get a mix that I like. And again, I can still charge for all these shots. There we go. All righty. Now we've got properly exposed Marissa, yellowish straw, deep straw at that. It's still too bright back there, right? I'm going to go down another 1.5 stops in the background. A little too much. There we go. There it is. All right. So we've got this like, sunset over the cornfield thing going on. Opposite to her blue. Blue and orangey are kind of opposite-ish. She's kind of popping out in the center. We need one more light, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And oh no. The only light I have left is a constant light. No, I have another small flash. Okay. The thing about these small flashes is that you basically, how you buy eggs, like in the supermarket? That's basically how we buy these things.
Actually,
Yeah.
I literally have 6
Yeah. All right, let's add one. I was going to mix this up, but then I remembered that that's probably advanced flash. I don't want to get too far ahead. Don't want to confuse myself. All right, any questions? Oh, well. Yes, all of this is done in comedy on purpose. All right, so this is in the B group. Okay, hold on. Should I do a Seth thing? All right.
What are you going to do?
Well, I know this light is at,
Oh, okay, yeah, Okay, go ahead, do it. I want to see you do this. Do the math.
All right, so I know this background light is a bare head with the gel on it that's eating about a stop, and it's at 5.2. It's covering a space of 4.2 meters.
You know that that's a real math, right? You know I'm not just saying numbers, right? Yeah, keep laughing.
So I feel like I should set this at the same number.
And what group is that in?
This is in group B. Yep. Right. I mean, the square root of the equation of the tangent.
Square root of the tangent. You're out of your mind. You know it makes sense what I'm saying.
It does.
I'd love to see you actually do biology. Big tough guy. Can't remember.
Don't let Seth pick on you, Minister Versa.
Can't do
Face
math,
this way
but he's
still?
going to learn ABCs tonight.
It's going to be a little bright to start with, but we'll start there. Should probably turn it on first.
No, it was on. It's fired.
Okay, good. Oh, actually, that's pretty perfect. Wow, see, Seth's technique works. Square root of the tangent of the distance of the surface area, and you're done. That's some advanced stuff right there. Turn it up 3/10.
You know what? I'm going to do a video on it.
No, you should. I mean, listen, it works, clearly. There you go. I mean, you know, I was doubting it for a second, but yeah. No, so, but actually, let me be serious. So, these two lights are the same, right? And I know, and I'm putting them almost, I mean, if you look at the distance here between the background and this light and then this and her, right? They're almost the same, right? This is going to eat about a stop and a half to 2 stops because it has diffusion in it. This is eating about the same because of the gel. So if I set them at the same power, I should get approximately the same exposure. And I want it to be a little bit dark. I don't want it to be on key. I want it to be a bit under, which is the same thing as the background. So I set the lights at the same number. Now, this wouldn't necessarily work with that because, again, this might have a 5.2 on it as well, but this light's way more powerful. So you'd have to factor that into it. But them being the same lights, the math is not that bad. So, yeah, I make fun, but I actually do know what I'm talking about. It is actually very, very, very a good way to do it. And if you like a more prominent hair light, we can turn that one up a stop, let's say, and see what that looks like. A slop? It might be. I might be slurring my words. It's hot in here. All right.
And you can see him get shinier as the demo goes on.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting shinier. All right, so now this light coming towards the front of her is about one stop brighter. And there we go. That's pretty good. That's a fully formed shot. Fully formed. Questions, thoughts, concerns? No? Oh my God, I have to drink water for a second. Hold on. Marissa, keep them entertained. Perfect. Thank you.
Chance to be a host, Marissa, and this
Well done. I mean, in all fairness, I didn't give her a microphone. Okay, we got that. So what do you guys want me to do? What do they like? Any requests?
We don't have to wait a whole minute, so why not use a meter if you're going to consider?
Oh, a light meter? So why not use a light meter? I mean, we could do that. The reason to use a light meter, to me, is if you kind of are trying to set up a very specific thing, the light meter is going to allow you to do it. But TTL is just a fast way to get you down. I mean, you could use a light meter. Would you want me to see? Should I do it that way to show the difference? I have a light meter, of course. I have to walk off the set again. I have a light meter. Okay. So let's say we didn't have TTL, right? And we've got instead a light meter. This is a Sekonic 858DU. It comes fully loaded with Miss Pac-Man. Yep. Okay, so the way that a light meter, I mean, this thing can do a lot. I think it turns into a lightsaber, actually. But the most basic thing here is we want to generally, when I'm working, we want to establish an f-stop, right? So I'm going to dial in my, I don't know if you can see that or not, my shutter speed and my ISO that I want to be at, right? And then when I fire a flash in the vicinity of the meter, it will tell me how much light is falling. So let's do that.
Do you prefer broad lighting or short lighting? Broad lighting.
Okay. Do I prefer broad lighting? Okay. Okay, so I'm reading f5 on her grill, and I'm shooting actually at f8. What does that mean? Is the meter wrong? No, it's just that you have to consider that what's in front of you is going to reflect at a certain way, right? The meter is looking for that neutral gray, right? Marissa's not neutral gray, right? She's brighter than that. So if I were to turn this light up until it reached f8 on the meter, she'd be overexposed for what I want. Remember I said up front, I want her to be a little bit dark. So if we go by the meter, let's just do it. Let me turn off these other lights.
Wait, you also drag them to get...
No, no dragon. Nope, that's not the right light. All right, right, this is C. Okay, here we go.
Like she's in a
Yeah.
counter.
All right. Okay, so there she is, right? Lit by, the exposure that the meter says. That's not wrong. She's not blown out. Actually, for the way I normally shoot, this would actually be how I would expose her, right? And you can do that. So okay, so here, okay, we're doing that. Now let's see. If let's say I want the background light to equal that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kill that guy for a second, and I'm going to walk back to my background light, which is the A group. So I'm going to put it basically somewhere in the background here. I'm going to do the same deal. Okay, this is at 3.2. So I'm going to turn my light up until I get 5. Okay? Now they're balanced. Let's take a shot, I guess. Right? That's just the background light again. That's properly exposed at 5, right? Now, let me take my hair light, which is...
Well, it's like you're shooting a background, so it's like probably exposed at the point. It could have fall. You know?
Well, yeah, of course. I put it directly behind where the center of the light's falling. That's how I did it, yeah. I mean, I don't want to change the way the light's falling. This is what I want. What I'm showing is how I would do it with the light meter if I was going to do this, quote, properly, right? This guy is the B light. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm pointed at the light. And I'm going to bring it up until I get 5. Okay, 5. Now I'm going to come back around. Now this is, because this is, you have to consider that this is something that I've not done before, right? This is not the normal setup, right? We're creating something here live for you. I know it might seem like I really rehearsed this and it's super, super tight. I'm literally just making it up as I go along. So since I don't know, because I know somebody's probably going to say, what about ratios, right? I'm not sure what ratio I want at this point. So now I know all my lights are the same. This is where I would begin. Now I'm going to turn them all back on. And there we go, right? That's what you would get. That's a properly exposed image. That's not really what I wanted, right? This is something that you're going to find, you know, on your Model Mayhem account. Check me out on Model Mayhem. Is that even around anymore?
I don't think anybody uses it.
Okay. That's fine, right? If we go back to where we were before, here's the other way. This is how, so that's one way to do it. Like if you weren't really sure where you want it to be, you could start off with all your lights being kind of the same, right? Now that we're here, I could be like, oh, you know what? That's pretty good, but the whole thing's way too bright for me. Again, I'm going to use my remote, and I'm just going to drop everything down. Let's say 1.3 stops. And that's getting closer to where I want it, but the background light's too bright. You know, now I have to start working them. What I would do, and I probably should have done before I started, is if I'm finessing the lights like I was and I found something that I liked, the thing the light meter is useful for is I could walk around when I'm done and meter it, right? And see what it was set at. Not because I'm going to copy those exact numbers again, but because the ratio, right? We know this one was set at 5. So if I get that back down to 5 where it was, right? And then the background was well, I don't remember what they were. There was 3.2 or something like that. What you would do is you'd make a note of that ratio. And that's how you learn what you like as far as ratios are concerned. So that's what I use a light meter for normally, to repeat things that I've done before. Right? Or to read light that's already there, that I don't have any control over. But I find TTL to be really, really useful. I'm going to try to get back to where I was. Well, I don't really need to. All right. There was a question about broad lighting and short lighting.
And also, there's a question about is a polarizing filter useful to students?
Huh.
Yeah, it's a little mixed bag.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I like my mixed bags. Grab bag. All right, so broad lighting, short lighting, shortbread cookies. So broad lighting is when you're lighting basically the light's hitting the broad side of the face. So well, let me do it actually. Let's see. So broad would be with you looking this way. Yeah, that'd be broad lighting. Let's see. Right, that's broad lighting. Right, so this would be your broad light. I mean, I know it's not in a good position right now. And short lighting is actually this light, right? So lighting from the back. Which one do I like better? I don't know. Seth would tell you short lighting.
What?
Seth would say short lighting. I do like to light from the back a lot. I think which one you use depends on what you're doing. I don't think there is one that's better or worse. Typically, if I'm shooting a female subject, I like to light them from the center of their face, which is pretty much what I'm doing here. So this is the center of her face. She's looking this way, right? The light's centered on her. That's usually how I like to shoot women, because I find that that gives the most kind of flattering, shape to the face for what is considered conventional beauty versus anything but conventional. So, which one? I prefer butterfly lighting for a female subject. And if I had to choose broad versus short, I'd probably use short a lot more than I use broad. What was the thing? A polarizing filter. I mean, I never use a polarizing filter in the studio. Is it useful? If you have glare and reflection, I suppose it would be. If you're shooting paintings and reflective subjects on some level, but you need to learn how to light to control your reflections. The polarizing filter is like the icing on the cake. Like if you're so close and you want to kill that little bit of glare, I think the polarizer can be useful personally. I mean, do you ever use it in the studio? Not so much.
Yeah, if you got to cut through water.
Yeah, water. That'd be another thing you use it for. But I mean, that's, not some.
Thing, though, that's what sucks. It affects everything.
Right, it's global. That's really the problem. So a lot of times, if you're having a problem, like you're trying to light something and it's not working, or you're trying to shoot something that's not working, I should say, there's almost never like just a filter that just does it. What it generally has to do with is figuring out where your light needs to be in order to create the light and shadow that you want. And anything like a filter is going to be a little extra. So, but shooting through water is a good example, or through a pane of glass or something.
Yes.
But my whole thought is that normally if I'm shooting through a pane of glass, it's because I want people to know I'm shooting through a pane of glass. So I kind of want a bit of a reflection there. If you just want it to be gone, then I'm not normally in that situation. I usually just remove it,
Unless I use a circular so I can dial right where I
Right, like a circular will bring you in. So, actually I think Gavin did his video like a month or so ago. He does a thing where he shoots through a window, a fake window, and he does that. He shows like with a lot of glare, with less glare, and he kind of moves the light around to get, I don't know what it's called, but basically he does that. I don't know if he uses a polarizer or not though, but that's really the key there, is you want to get enough reflection so it looks still like it should look, right? A silver spoon, like Seth was born with one in his mouth,
Wow.
should have black, right? If you ever look at silver,
Stroke, I'm hearing you slurring
Yeah, I'm probably gonna.
I think Marissa should take a portrait.
She can. Marissa can take a portrait.
I could.
All right, go ahead. Marissa's killing me over here.
Marissa's killing me over here. The men.
I'm gonna have a reflection, probably. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna have a reflection for sure.
You guys come forward a little
Get
bit.
the polarizer.
More.
Yeah, don't get my man boobs.
Okay, crouch down a little bit. A little more crouch down and come a little forward. No, sorry, towards this. There. Yeah, okay. Okay, ready? Say cheese.
Cheese.
Like, imagine he's got-
Oh yeah, there we go. I look like a shark.
Wow, look at you, man.
That's not the worst shot ever taken of me, that's for sure. I'm like a proud lion.
You want a curious
Right, all right. So, yeah, questions, thoughts, concerns, nothing? We're very chill today.
Such a delay.
This is super delayed today, guys. Sorry, so I'm kind of going a little slow.
You
To...
just got your photo.
My photo? Okay. We'll wait. We're going to wait till you guys catch up.
Wait
We were
for
paused right here.
All right.
I would just let them know that there's a lot of new people, so why don't you let them know you do these all?
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, if you are new, it's not always, actually, it is usually this crazy. It's usually more crazy. I think we're doing all right. It was a crazy day today, guys. So if you are new here, we are doing these about every other week. So stay tuned on Thursdays. The next one I'm going to do, I think, is Advanced Flash, maybe? No. The next one's Valentine's Special.
Oh,
Single light for single people. So single light for single people. That'll be on the 11th. So tune in for that.
portrait.
Self-portraits. Yes, exactly. I'm going to be there with the iPhone, take a picture of myself.
That actually would be a great video.
Yeah. Well, I did do the. I don't think the name was appropriate, but the Actor's Guide to Shooting Themselves, and where I showed how to do portraits of yourself. Maybe I'll do that again for you. We did that in the store. I probably shouldn't say that online. Okay, so yeah, right. So we're going to be here. So subscribe and ring the bell. That way you get those notifications. There's always stuff going on Adorama TV. Check out all the other videos we have. Of course, check out Marissa.Roper. Or are you Roper.Marissa?
No, Marissa dot.
Marissa.Roper. Roper.Marissa is the guy that lives the guy that lives downstairs below, in Mr. Roper. Mr. Furley from Three's Company. So,
You were off the rails.
wow. He calls out Three's Company and you're calling me old with a self-addressed stamped envelope.
You said Mr. Roper. You started the Roper reference. Who are you talking to?
You heard him say Mr. Furley. You heard him say Mr. Furley first. Okay, any last questions? Do you want the background to be blue? I think we'll do that next time. No. Okay, I think we got this. Basic flash, right? So why are we using flash? To control our space. That's going to be a common theme. If we're photographers, we want to be able to control the light. We want to be able to create the thing that's in our head. And lighting is a tool to do that. And we can do that if we understand how it works, how they work together. And again, don't feel like the meter, whether it be a light meter or the meter in your camera, is right all the time. It's going to give you an exposure that it thinks is the most accurate. Then it's up to you as the, dare I say, artist?
Ooh.
Is that pretentious?
No, you're an artist.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. It's up to you as the artist to create the exposure that you feel is the correct one for your image that you're trying to get the mood that you're trying to get across. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks, Seth, last ex-witness, Dave Baruska, and Miss Marissa.